don't want to be the only one to watch this, so watch this. Let's learn from it.
A Nigerian man can marry a Ghana woman, but a Nigerian woman cannot marry a Ghana man. Yo, if you notice this kind of marriages, Nigerian woman married a Ghana man, it's not very common. It's not very popular. Gadeo, but it's not popular. And even in the 10 that you see, 6 they let her get killed, therefore go survive. And people like, why? Whatever your opinion is, the people who have wisdom understand. Those who don't have wisdom, if you get it, if you don't get it, don't forget about it.
Hey guys, and welcome back once again to another interesting, intriguing, and most importantly, captivating and mind-blowing episode right here on the stable of Chivicinspirations. Compliment of the season. How are you and how is life treating you? I trust fine and very well. As for me, I'm doing absolutely beautiful and fine. Thank you so much for your constant love, support, your shares, your likes, your comments on here on this platform. I do not and cannot take it for granted. And yes, thank you for tuning in once again to see what we have going on here for today. Just like you've seen according to the title, I'm not going to take much of our time. We're going to delve straight into the topic of today. Yes, which is no other than marriage. Yes. Ghanaians marrying Nigerian women and Nigerian men marrying Ghanaian women. It's been a lot of controversies. It's been a lot of brouhaha back and forth all over the internet for years, for quite some time now, of this context of why is it that Nigerian men marry more of Ghanaian men and Ghanaian men marry less of Nigerian men. I think this is the bone of contention. And yes, in case you don't know, I've been a marriage counselor in my church, a Catholic church precisely, for over years now, over a decade now, yes. And I've been doing pretty fine in that aspect. My coordinator is also here on this platform. He can attest to that. And it has always been a thing of my own area and field when it comes to marriage. But quite unfortunately, I do not even talk more about marriage relationship on my channel because I don't want to be all over. I don't want to be all over. But today, it really interests me to know that, yes, it is quite interesting of the topic and I need to jump on it, give my input, my take. But before I do so, I'm definitely going to take a clip or play a clip of what some other persons, of course, you know, people who are really doing their own thing on the media about general topics, general issues that are, you know, really we're talking about on the internet, on the social media, from TikTok down to Instagram and down to YouTube. And yes, I will hear from them, or I would love us to hear from them, after which I will come back and drop my own opinion, input, and my own 2 cents on it. Exactly. And please, if you're yet to like this video, hit on the like button. If you're new here, subscribe, share this video at the end of the day so that more people will get to hear, see, and understand what is going on in the world today between these countries, Ghana, Nigeria, and some other countries in the world. So without any waste of time, let's take a look at this clip and I will be right back.
I don't want to be the only one to watch this, so watch this. Let's learn from it.
A Nigerian man can marry a Ghana woman, but a Nigerian woman cannot marry a Ghana man. Yo, if you notice this kind of marriages, Nigerian woman married a Ghana man, it's not very common. It's not very popular. Gadeo, but it's not popular. And even in the 10 that you see, 6 they let her get killed, therefore go survive. And people like, why? Whatever your opinion is, the people who have wisdom understand. Those who don't have wisdom, if you get it, if you don't get it, don't forget about it.
You know, first of all, I'm pretty sure this girl is a Nigerian lady because she's so dumb. Yeah, she's so dumb. Based on her statements, you know, she said, have you noticed Nigerian men marry Ghanaian women, but Nigerian women don't marry Ghanaian men? That's a very wrong way to put it. The right way to say it is, have you noticed Nigerian men marry Ghanaian women, but Ghanaian men is Ghanaian men, not Nigerian women. Don't put them in pedestal. Nigerians are not the ones calling shots when it comes to men and women. Ghanaians are the ones calling shots. Alright? Have you noticed Ghanaian men don't marry Nigerian women, not Nigerian women don't marry Ghanaian men? Do you know the difference? You see the difference here. So, and the answer is very simple. Ghanaian men don't marry Nigerian women because Ghanaian men cannot settle for bullshit. Nigerian women are crap. Nigerian women are trash. Ghanaian men cannot settle. Ghanaian men are too amazing. They don't give all this permissiveness that they are not saints like Nigerian men. That's why, you notice this. Women in a society are the product of what their men make of them. That is why Ghanaian women are so good that Nigerian men come to Ghanaian women to marry them. Look at Moses Place, for example. Do you get the gist? But now, Nigerian men have so destroyed Nigerian women such that Nigerian women are a bunch of trash. That Ghanaian men cannot make do with such trash. Ghanaian men don't eat heat. They don't drink peace. Ghanaian men do not settle for degenerates. Ghanaian men do not settle for retards. No, they don't do that. You should also understand, like I've stated this before, Ghanaian men settle for ladies with civil and academic mentality. This is something that you don't find in Nigerian women. Because a great number of them are what? A great number of them have criminal tendencies. And you know, the female version of a criminal is a hoe. We all know these things. A female version of a criminal comes in form of hoes, hookers, and all those things. We all know this. So what's being said? Ghanaian men cannot, they like an academic mind cannot settle for Nigerian ladies. A civil mind cannot settle for Nigerian ladies. It's actually Nigerian men that come begging for Ghanaian women because these are women, these are virtuous women that were trained by their virtuous men, by their great men. You know, one of the things I actually love in my life is not to always be correct. I love not to always be correct because I always need to learn. You can't learn whenever you are correct. But Nigerians come to this very platform and always make things very easy for me. They always make me correct because anytime they try as much as possible to battle with me or to battle with me, there are evidences presenting itself. For example, the evidence I'm going to show you right now. Please, for those who are saying, blah, 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 Nigeria, I'm demeaning Nigeria, I'm demeaning Nigeria, I'm defaming Nigeria in front of the world. Watch this.
So this woman came in badding up. Since when she become member of parliament for the US, she wake up in the morning, she said something negative about Nigeria. She insult Nigeria, she just disrespect our country's name. You know, say a lot of crazy things about Nigeria. Now a lot of people to the fire back at her. Even recently, the vice president even talk about her. Now, let's start like this, Shell. I just even read one post where somebody said something about her. He said, because they gave Ademola Lookman, the African best player, congratulations to him. So the person said Ademola Lookman was born in England, has played for several high-profile football clubs, won the CFA Award 2024 for African Footballer of the Year, and has never insulted Nigeria or only identified with the Yoruba ethnicity, but Kemi Badenoch sees every opportunity to ridicule Nigeria. Right. Now let's have Kemi Badenoch, okay? She said something. Let me play this thing she said.
Do you trust the British police? I do. But you know, remember my experience with the police in Nigeria was very negative. And coming to the UK, my first experience with the police was very positive. You know, the police in Nigeria would rob us. When people say, oh, I had this bad experience with the police because I'm black and white, I was like, well, you know, I remember the police stole my brother's shoes and his watch. His shoes? Yeah, they took his shoes and his watch. It's a very poor country, so you know, people do all sorts of things, and giving people a gun is just a license to intimidate. But that's not the bar we should use for British police. Obviously, it should be much higher. But my experience was so positive when I was burgled, for example. The police were there, very helpful. They eventually caught the persons. 2004, so 20 years ago, the police did catch criminals, and now we've given them two.
You heard what she said? That the police robbed them. You know, they collected their slippers. What an embarrassment. So let me play this other part. Let me see play another one. Now, here's what I want to say about this Kemi Badenoch lady, right? There's nothing that woman has said about Nigeria that is a lie. I just give you one proof. She said police robbed them, and these are videos where the Nigerian police are embarrassing themselves because of the poor structure of the police. So every other thing she has said about this country, no one be lie. It's even Nigerians or the government where they face, as she said, the vice president, they replied the woman. He said, when they face, they change some kind of things where they affect us as a people. I like the fact that she fired more, and I bet she continue firing. See recently now, IGO police doctor said, don't stop police from collecting people phones and the rest, which they don't talk since. This woman talk for them hit them. So she should continue. Nigeria don't go one point to be saying, my brother, I don't understand the damage of this country. You don't corrupt, you don't rotten. So you can bad now they talk and some Nigerians they go they saw the woman say she's not patriotic. No, she's more patriotic than you and I. No, maybe not like me. She's very patriotic. That's why she's telling us the problem that's affecting our country. But I not get sense now. They follow these people. She's talking. She's in her own office to talk down on the rubbish that they go down here. She needs to be praised and respected. That's just the truth because she does not lie. Everything she has said about this country is not a lie. It's not a lie. No this and no peace. Madam Kemi, continue. If you decide to pursue, not give Nigerians visa, don't do. And you sabi. Well, our professionals they live every day. Well, again, it is a two-way thing. Professionals they live because the government don't even offer them anything better. The problem of this country plenty. Problem of Nigeria is plenty. The government follow. My president now the talk as if you don't follow for the problem. The president is part of our problem. The president is part of our house of friends. Everybody they want to just enrich themselves. Because she stand firm for UK. She want me UK better than the best. That's what she wanted for Nigeria. But she not go. She carry her own efforts go another place. Shout out to her. God bless you, man. And for all of the one that they sort and go punish you. And you will learn the hard way with experience. When experience of which they talking to now, that's when you will learn. And you will learn the hard way.
Kasongo, yeah. My Ghanaian brothers told me that you got that song. Kasongo, yeah. South Africans, wozu, yeah. You know, if I don't want to brag, I would probably say that I am the educated side of very dark man. I am the educated form of very dark man. Even though there was this initial postulation that he made that I really disagree with, and this particular submission contradicts that his previous submission. When he was trying to ask when he was trying to tell South Africans that, yeah, they are chasing Chidinma away, it is not fair because we're all black people and all those. Then why would we simply disregard the words of Martin Luther King Jr.? Because this one has come to us that you don't judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their deeds. It means that, see, if I'm black with you, but you're not behaving well, I wouldn't ride with you. I'd rather ride with a white man, the white skin that does well, because I'm not judging you based on the contents of your skin or by the color of your skin, but I'm judging you based on the contents of your deeds or actions. Now you say this Kemi. Let me tell you something. If you're born in a developed country and you come to stay in Nigeria, you will speak against Nigeria. If you were born in Nigeria and then you go to a developed country with a free and open mind, you speak against Nigeria. It's very clear. And I'm not talking about Nigeria as a country. I'm not talking about Nigeria as a place. I'm talking about Nigeria as a people. Nigeria as a people, not even Nigeria as an authority, which means the authority or the leaders of their politics. I'm talking about the masses. You speak against them. I have nothing much to say. You heard me right? You heard very dark man. I don't have to talk much. All I can say is witness me. Witness me. I guess you already know where the movie comes from. Thank you very much.
All right. Oh my God, it seems as though this topic is really gravitating towards women in general in context, but as a woman seated here, being experienced, yes, when it comes to the field of marriage, I can tell you a thing or two. And please, disclaimer here, everything I'm definitely going to say is based on my own knowledge, understanding, perception of what I think and understand about marriage in a nutshell, right? So everybody's entitled to their own opinion and it is valid and welcome. So do not really take it upon me that yes, 100% you might want to settle for it. But if you agree and you truly agree, fine. If you do not agree, disagree respectfully and constructively in the comment section, right? Now, I'll start by saying that I do not always want to generalize things because I believe in the fact that everybody is different. Every individual is different and everyone is important and unique. Even though there are bad eggs, there are always the Judas amongst the 12, but yet there are still the good amongst the bad, right? And that's why I do not generalize it, because I think it's even as an insult. Yes, when people generalize things, it means everyone in that country, everyone in that group is inclusive, and I don't subscribe to that. But regardless, like I said, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but let's get things right and straight. Now, judging from the angle where he said, talking about the guy in the first clip, yes, reacting to what the lady said, starting from the lady, I will say that most importantly, why she didn't even want to go deep in explanation and elaborating on why it is that Ghanaian men do not settle more for Nigerian women, because you can't say that or dispute the fact that Ghanaian men do not intermarry with Nigerian women. That's not true. Of course, we've got a lot of them. I know them in real life that are married to Nigerian women and their marriages are doing amazingly well. They are living happily because everybody's different. And yes, it boils down to understanding and compromise. It boils down to accepting each other the way they are, the way you are, exactly. And that's why yes, there is intermarriage, not just between Ghana and Nigeria, even between Nigerians and so many other West African and African countries, right? So that lady could not say so because she was actually having a lot of ulterior motive that I perceive on the negative about Nigerian women not marrying Ghanaian men, because of a truth. Nigerian women normally are used to or accustomed to settling for Nigerian men because they tend to understand their men more. Same with Ghanaian men. It's easier for same country to marry each other than outside their race, their country, their tribe in general, right? Now, aside that, you cannot also say that it is because Nigerian women do not, in a context, love Ghanaian men or like their personality, that's why they don't settle for them. No, all men to what they want. But when you want to say it as it is, Nigerian women, or some Nigerian women, let me use the word some Nigerian women are used to the fact that they understand and they can easily cope with their men, and their men can easily take their shit, take their weaknesses, tolerate their excessive, their loudness, their uncultured and uncultured attitude compared to any other citizen from any other country. Because men understand us better. And this is not an excuse to bad character, bad behavior. Now, based on what the guy is saying, that, let me put it, that an average Nigerian woman can be seen and passed with bad, uncultured character. Yes, we've seen it in so many situations, so many scenarios that has been displayed online and offline, yes, of how badly our Nigerian women can be or behave, yes. And most importantly, this one is definitely going to scatter the table. How some Nigerian women prioritize money over character of a man. Like an average Nigerian woman with this mentality of, I am going for the bag, I am settling for the bag, not for the character of the man in a nutshell. What the man stands for, his character, his attitude, his belief, home training, and what he stands to represent. So many, like most Nigerian women, look below this, see below this, and look more into the financial aspect of a man before they want to consider settling down. Because majority of them are like, as long as he can take care of my needs, as long as he can foot the bills, can take care of the unborn children when children comes, then what's there? They do not look at the character. And when you bring it down to me personally, you see, I have so much respect for character than money. I respect men with character. I value and appreciate men with character than money. A man can have all the money in this world, but as long as his character does not sit and align with me in all ramifications of how a responsible, a reputable, a godly and an outstanding man should look like, it is nothing but zero to me. That's why I do not judge or rate a man based on how much he has, because at the end of the day, money is not everything, right? Money is not what I am definitely going to live for the rest of my life. And at the end of the day, I can as well work and earn money for myself, right? Because it is first, we should know that it is first important that you should be responsible for yourself as a woman financially in all ramifications before cleaving to a man. So it means that you are financially responsible for yourself, for your bills, as if you are not under your parents, right? Before thinking of what attaching to a man under the umbrella of marriage or relationship for your own financial benefit or need. And that should not, I repeat, be your topmost priority. I would say I rather be a rich woman to a rich man than be a rich man's wife. Like, I am solely dependent on a man. Don't get it twisted. This does not depict the fact that a man should not be responsible for his family as a man providing as he ought to be, right? But aside that, it's teamwork. Marriage is teamwork. Two coming together to become one. It is not one person carrying the whole responsibility and dying as a result of the load and baggage of that responsibility. And most importantly, an addition of bad and ill-mannered, ill-trained woman in that marriage as also a liability to the man. You see, the end point will be that the man will be unalive very, very early in life. Yes, because at the end of the day, if you are going for the bag, it shows practically that you are a liability, because a well-thinking, a well-reputable, a responsible, a high-profile, high-value woman will always want to be financially responsible for herself, yes, and be a support system for the man as well, as a team, right? Now, that is the major reason why I think with this mindset of most or some Nigerian women, most men, not just Ghanaian men, will not want to settle for them. And the worst of it all are ladies that are not trained, like are not cultured. They don't have values. They don't have principle. Anything to get the money, anything to open their legs and get the money, anything to do to settle for the money is mostly the mentality of most or some Nigerian women. And there are just few out there that are really, really towing towards this line of, no, I don't want to get into marriage and become a liability. I want a partner that I will be with for whom he is, not just the money. And don't get it twisted, money is important to build a healthy marriage and relationship. But the character of the man, the character of the woman in the picture is what should be more important, because it is the character that we live with first before money comes. What happens where there is no money, or a man loses his job? Not even beauty, because beauty they say is in the eyes of the beholder. It is the character of individuals that keeps and sustain marriages today. That's why you see that people who are wealthy, people who are well to do with, whether from any country, who are intermarrying, like who are into interracial marriage, will only last because of their character and their attitude, not just money. Because when the money is there and the character is not there, what happens? The marriage will crash. And that's why we have a very high rate of divorce in the system today. So this is not just particularized to Nigerian women, but it is streamlined to Nigerian women because that is our major flaws. That's the major reason why most Nigerian or some Nigerian women cannot stay in a marriage. And that's why, on the other hand, in a nutshell, Ghanaian men will not even want to settle for any Nigerian woman who does not have this trait, mentality, and ideology to life. First, regardless of your beauty, your level of academics, your level of exposure, your pedigree, and what have you, a Ghanaian man or other men who wants to leave their country's women to come and marry you should see beyond what it is. You see within whom you are. And that's why we have so many women that are in bad marriages, bad relationships with toxic men, evil, and very, very violent men. And at the end of the day, some of them even pass on from there as a result of domestic violence and abuse from these men, because they don't want to leave the marriage based off their benefits, which is the financial benefit, and not how the man treats them, not how the man appreciates them, not how the man values them in the context. And this is to say that this is the more reason why most women too, on the other hand, leave their marriages, who are self-aware, who are self-conscious, who are financially strong, who are morally, who are socially, spiritually aware of themselves, do not stay in abusive relationship. Yes, because it takes a woman who is self-aware, who is really, really keen at what she wants, looking above financial standing and all whatnot, to bolt out of a marriage or relationship, because her mental health, her self-care, self-worth, self-value, her life in a nutshell is very important to her, and that's why she can walk out. And it's unfortunate that such women in our society today are being blamed and seen as weaklings, and are seen as failure for why their marriages did not last or why they left the marriage, not even looking at the fact that the men would have been more dangerous, deadly to them in that marriage, and that's why they left. So in a nutshell, it is not all about money. Everything in life is not about money, in as much as we can say that money is important in life in almost all facets, but everything does not boil down to money. What is our take home in a nutshell? Our mentality as Nigerians is keen, plays a very important role to what is happening to us in our relationship, in our marriages, in our political sector, in our social lifestyle, and in the society in general. And remember that so many people are watching, so many people are skeptical about what the outcome of them coming to marry from Nigeria or marry Nigerian women will become, because we've got a lot of sad experience as much as beautiful experience. Yes, don't get it twisted, there are so many amazing Nigerian women that are into interracial, inter-countries, intertribal marriage that are doing exceeding well. Yes, and it boils down to how they are raised, their mentality, their belief, and what they stand to represent in the right way from the wrong way, right? And that is it, guys. So do not let it be on record that it is your character, your personality as a Nigerian woman or any woman from any tribe that will really, really present you in the best shape, way, or form that a man will look at you and say, yes, you're worth marrying. Does that mean that there are no bad, ill-mannered ladies from other countries, even in Ghana? They are, but the chances of finding such is very slim compared to what it is in Nigeria. The chances of finding this in other countries is also there. Even in the Western world, we have toxic and violent women. Of course, we can't excuse all women from all parts of the world, right? So it boils down to personalizing it on individuals' character, behavior, upbringing, and what they have come to stand for and represent in life, and that's what they can take. So in a nutshell and in conclusion, I'm here to convince you and not confuse you that yes, Ghanaians can as well marry Nigerian women if they are well behaved, well cultured, and can really settle for the basic reasons for settling in marriage and not just money. Okay, by being the best version of yourself as a woman. Okay, so if it's what you want or you believe that you really want to marry outside your country as a Nigerian woman, best for you. And yes, Ghanaian men also have other things, or other men outside the country also have other things, other reasons that they have as resentment, as something that they look more before they can want to say they want to settle for a woman, not just Nigerian women, even to their own women. And like I said earlier on, if you listened, it's easier to marry from your country or your tribe than any other place, because it's something you're used to and you can easily adapt, cope, and live with, right? So with all this being said, even down to the contribution of very dark man ideology, I applaud him for his courage to always stand out and say the truth just the way it is. And men like this as Chimzi which we reacted to, which we watched their video, to always come out and give their input, because it takes courage, boldness, yes, to confidently come out, just like I'm doing, to air your view and your opinion about trivial issues, controversial issues like this, that so many people want to have so many things positive or negative to say. But in a nutshell, I want to conclude this to say that do not lay blames or point accusing fingers on anyone for the failure of their marriage completely when you do not understand their story. You have not put yourself in their picture. You have not been through that situation. Don't judge, don't condemn, don't blame people for anything whatsoever. Rather, you can always encourage and pray for them and give them hope for a better future, a better tomorrow, in a nutshell. Because I solely believe that failure is not the end of the road, and you can try again when you fail. And yes, being the best version of yourself and taking corrections, learning from your mistakes, are the thing that will really make you be in a better space in future. And let's try as women, in a nutshell, whether from Nigeria, any part of the world, to always know what we stand for, know what we live for, and actually go for it in terms of relationship as marriage, and live the best life, definitely, that will definitely attract the right and the best, if there's anything like best, partner to you. Yes, at the end of the day, know that no one is perfect. We are all working towards perfection. If marriage is your thing, you want to settle down, give it a try with the best person for you that suits you. And also know that you are first responsible for yourself, and your character, your personality matters, because some women, I will not lie, are really wolves in sheep clothing. They are devils, they are demons that when they get into a family, they can destroy that family, disrupt the peace, the unity, the love in that family. And that's why some men are scared, because they are just, and some others are just going for the money, and at the end of the day, no love, no care, no concern. When the money stops and when something happens to the man, they are out of it, they move on to the next person. These are the things that scares a lot of men, not just Ghanaian men, from our own women. So be responsible for yourself, be very proud of yourself, and work yourself to the top, and the right person will come for you. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. And with this, I will say we come to the end of this video. What are your thoughts, your opinion, your input? Leave them all in the comment section, and let's have this conversation respectfully and constructively. I guess some of you do not even know that I counsel people in the church, and a lot of people have benefited as a result of that. And I had to bring or chip this here again as my own way of giving back in counseling and advising us as women, as men, cut across the world, whether you're a Ghanaian or a Nigerian. Exactly, that is it. Leave your thoughts, like I said. Like this video if you actually do like it. Share it so that more people can see. And yes, with this being said, we've come to the very end of this video. Keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. And wishing you the very best this festive season. Till I see you in my next one. This is your host, Chivicinspirations, signing out. Ciao, ciao.